What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Evercrisis video. Alright guys, something I noticed a lot of people have been talking about, and I want to address it real quick by showing you guys examples of why it's somewhat true and somewhat untrue. It all depends on how you look at it and what you have equipped, and that is Sephiroth too slow? Where this is coming from is a lot of folks are noticing that his animations are in fact taking too long. Now that is true to some extent. Some of his weapons are in fact taking a hell of a long time to do their thing. That is just the way of the game, right? Like every weapon is going to have a different animation. I've been saying this on my comment section is you kind of have to figure out what's going to suit your playstyle and what the rest of your team kind of does. Some people have been saying, oh, like because of him, I lost a cactus. It's never or a cactuar. It's never happened before. Fair enough. Fair enough. So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually look over some of his weapons and see which ones are in fact slow, how long the animations take, and whether they're worth using. Now, I will say this right away. When you're doing the content, you're going to notice a few different things. His edged wings, which is the featured weapon, does in fact take a while to cast. It does. There's just no way around that, right? So let's go ahead and jump into the Nano Cube one. Let's do this fight, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do... we need a thunder build, so we're going to go ahead and down and do the Sephiroth, and we're going to do different weapons. Okay, so I'm going to try, sorry guys, it's lagging a little bit here. I'm going to try to do this team here, okay, and we're going to go ahead and set up, what do we need, thunder? So we have thunder there, thunder here. Just got to give him some thunder, and then we're going to jump in. Now this specific setup here for Sephiroth actually has the Shinra sword. I was actually testing around to see what the issue is, and quite honestly, it's true to some extent. Again, it's true to, and it's not true to some other extent. Now, the problem, of course, is if you have edge wings, you probably went for the garb, and because of that, even though the animation is slow, your damage is going to be like unequivocally higher than if you use anything else. Let's be real, because the truth is, Sephiroth's 35% extra damage from his garb is way too big to pass up on. Right? It's just a fact. You can't really get away from that. So edge wings is going to do a lot more damage than anything else, but animation does make a difference, right? So if you only had one copy of edge wings, is it better off to use something else? So let's go ahead and jump in here, and we'll test it out a little bit, okay? And we'll see how we do overall in terms of damage. So this is the team we're going to go with, and we're going to go ahead and do some timing behind this as well, okay? So let's go. I'm going to put the regular mode. Now, a really good comparison here would be to just use Murasame Thunderstrike versus Edgewings Aerial Frost, whatever it's called. I have to double check it again, the name of the move. But I do agree with a lot of people. The animation looks really badass, but it does take quite some time to complete. So I do see the frustrations for some folks. Same with Anobi, right? Anobi is also taking some time to complete as well too with the magic cast, because the stance, etc. Right? So Sephiroth is a lot about stances. So here, let's take a look. Like Telferic Fury is very fast. So right, it's almost pretty instant, and it's only 2 bars, not to mention. So we're gonna go ahead and take this guy's sigil out, and then we're gonna go ahead and start casting Arrow Frostblade. Okay, and we'll see how long it takes. Now I can tell you right away, even with how long the Braver takes or how long Thunderstrike takes, Cloud's poses are much faster, and that's a fact. There's no ifs or buts about that. Okay, so let's just get this out here, and then we can take a quick look and see how it does, okay? Hopefully we can get rid of this before he blows us up. I must have not put one on Aerith. Okay, last hit. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and build this up a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and try and see how long it takes for this to go through, okay, with the cast itself. So let me just do a quick heal here. Okay, so here's Thunderstrike. Let's do Thunderstrike first. Let's just let this finish. Okay, there's Thunderstrike, and then here is Aerial Blast, okay? Aerial Frost Blast, I should say specifically. Look how much longer that cast is. Now, granted, guys, you have to remember he is still building his ATB bar, so it's just a matter of like, you're gonna have to let it finish up, and then the bar will still be building on its own. So it's not like when he's casting it, the bar stops. So you can spam it a little bit more, But God, it does take so much longer to cast. Like, let's do it again. So everybody gets a look and feel again of how long. Look, watch this bar here. I'm gonna have to go to defense by the time. Look, he got his bar off before I got that move off. That's how long that cast takes. So it's very, very long cast. So I don't blame people for being upset, especially the featured weapon. To take that long to cast that move is pretty obscene, guys. Like, so here, let's look again. Look at Thunder Strike was almost instant. Look at this. Like, I almost got 2 whole ATB bars from that alone, right? So here we go again. Watch, almost 2 full ATB bars. That's way too long of a cast. So for people who are complaining, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. There's a reason why people are complaining, and there's good reason to complain for it. It's not Sephiroth himself. His casts aren't that long. Like, even his animation casts are not that bad. His attack casts are actually decent. His physical attack, I should say. What the issue with him is right now is the fact that his edged wings move just takes way too long to cast, and that I don't think there's anyone who could say otherwise. It's a fact. Like, you just saw, I just did it right there, and it took forever for that move to get off, right? So yeah, guys, totally see why people are complaining. I totally understand it, and it's pretty ludicrous that they've made Sephiroth's cast that long. So yeah, I understand, guys. It's totally frustrating. Now, Telfuric Fury here, right, on the other hand, goes really fast. So some moves are going quick, some moves are taking too long. So for sure, guys, I totally see the problem, and some people have every right to be upset. Now again, is this the case with all of his moves? No. So we're going to use another sword as an example here, and let me set this up properly where I have the proper sigil breaks, so this fight's not taking so long. I guess it's not kind of nice to be taking this long, because it was able to allow me to show this a little bit more. But yes, people have every reason to be upset about Edge Wings taking so long, right? And this matters. Animations matter big time, guys. Even though you're building your ATB bar while the animation is happening, when you're in a fight where super bars are building quick, like you saw the enemy there who got his off before I had a chance, that could be life or death for a lot of opponents, right? Cactuars are a prime example. So for those who are like, man, I couldn't get a Cactuars keep escaping, I totally understand why, because killing a Cactuar is all about timing. It's all about completing it before it gets done. Takes too long to finish, right? So there's one example there that I totally agree with you guys, takes way too long. So let's go ahead and jump in to another example. We'll do the same boss here. The only thing I'm going to change here, guys, is I'm going to change Aerith's, so she has an actual proper break here. And then we'll go back into this and we'll do it together again, okay? And we're going to use a different weapon. We'll try to use the Shinra Blade, which is the other weapon that I do like him to use, because it's the strongest weapon when it comes down to actual raw power. And it is magic attack as well, so it doesn't stray far away from what the initial concept of Sephiroth is, which is a magic attack user. And then I have other weapons as well we can test in the future, but I think this is going to show you guys a fair enough example, right? Of Sephiroth is all about what you use, not just the character himself. So here, a level 40 blade, okay? Let's go in here and see. I should have actually seen the damage in the last fight, just to see if there is a big difference between using a faster blade and a faster blade or a slower blade. Whether the slower blade is obviously stronger with the garb, in this case the edge wings, or if the faster blade is smarter because you can just spam, right? Now, Telfuric Fury is a 2 ATB bar magic down attack move with very small multipliers, but you could also just spam it, right? So I wonder if it doesn't put up big numbers, but I wonder if it's still going to make a big difference by being able to spam it nonstop, right? So here, so Shock Blast is the Shinra Blade, okay? So let's just do this part. Let's get this out of the way, and then we'll jump in here, okay, guys, and we'll try the other blade out instead, and see the difference. Okay, let's just keep doing this part. I'm gonna have to cast with her. She's taking forever to cast. There we go. Okay, let me just quickly... So, let's have a look. Shock Blast. Way too long. Way too long again. Just way too long. I agree. Telfuric Fury is really fast. Shock Blast, way too long. It's the whole setup and wind up part that really sucks, right? Look, he's getting a whole 1, 2, 2.5, like 2.5 worth of bars to do a cast. I think it is way too long. I agree. So I don't know why they built Sephiroth this way, where all of his poses are slowing down the actual attacks. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, it's not a big deal, Pain, because watch, here we go. That one, almost 2 bars, guys, to complete a whole move. Sorry, I didn't go on defense mode. That was my bad. I was too busy talking. So Edged Wings and Shinra Blade, pretty much the same. Pretty much the same cast time for these 2 strongest weapons, which is very unfortunate because these weapons here, well, again, just watching how long, right? Yeah, almost 2 full cast bars. And then like you see Telluric Fury is very fast, right? So it kind of goes one way or another. We'll try another blade out real quick just to kind of see how it does. Okay, I'm not even gonna finish this fight. I'm gonna retire. Let's retire for now. Come back in with another blade, and let's just see what else is there. And then again, we'll compare to Cloud's Thunderstrike. This is the best comparison to me, because Cloud technically is as a mass DPS unit is your best DPS unit most likely, right? Outside of Sephiroth now, if you've been focusing on him. So Shinra Blade, very slow cast as well. So that's 2 blades now that are super slow. Let's go into another blade here. And let's try another DPS blade. Let's just do, actually, you know what? I have an alloy sword here, which is a magic thunder one. And what else do we have here? We have Anobi. I already know. I've tested it before. Gloried. You know what? We'll do this one, just because it's a magic blade. Okay. So let's try it out, and let's see. This is another test here. Okay, to see if this blade, in fact, is also too slow. Okay, and we can actually start this one right away. And I'm just kind of looking at the ATB bar building, right? That's kind of where my mind is at. Like, if your ATB bar takes longer than 2 bars or up to 2 bars to build, that's too slow of a cast. So let's go to Cloud for a sec, and let's just watch his ATB bar when he does Thunderstrike. Look at that. Not even a whole bar. Okay, not even a bar. Go back here. Almost 2 bars, guys. Almost took 2 bars to build. Here, I'll do it again. Watch. Cloud's already done his move. So 1.5 bars there. A little faster. A little faster than the other one. Still too damn slow. Still too damn slow. So let's retire. Come back. Test another blade. So right now, this to me pretty much says that Cloud is the better DPS, and this is across all of Cloud's swords, really, because I've used many swords for Cloud, and all of his animations are super fast. Now, it's not to say that Sephiroth hits less. That's not the argument here, right? The argument here is for the sake of animations, which does make a difference, guys. For some of you who are going to come back in this and be like, Pain, it doesn't matter, animations don't matter. They absolutely do. Because you know your animations will get canceled, or your moves will get canceled if a boss pulls a special off, or if a boss does a sigil move while you're doing that, right? All of these things matter. Animations absolutely do matter. Now, I am a huge Sephiroth stan, and this is kind of upsetting to me, to be honest, to see his animations take so long. As cool as they look, they're crippling your DPS to some extent, and they're going to make boss fights to some extent even harder, right? So let's take a look at this one. And I'm only comparing him to Cloud for a reason, right? I'm only comparing him to Cloud because I feel like Cloud is your main DPS, so is Sephiroth. 1.5. Again, test out Clouds. We'll do Thunderstrike here. So on average, look at that. Look how much faster that is, man. That's such a big difference. And again, some of you might be like, hey, it doesn't matter. He's still building his ATB bar. That's not the point. The point is, by the time a cast goes off, you might not have enough time to finish before a boss gets his cast off, right? So you have to time things way differently with Sephiroth. Like Telluric Fury, I keep saying Telluric. Telluric Fury is actually good. It's actually a really good one. So even Sweeping Slash with Gloried is taking too long. It's about the same amount as before, where it's taken about, let's see again, 1.5 bars to finish. Unacceptable, like completely unacceptable to me. They need to do something about that. It's taking way too long, guys, for this to happen. Anyways, I wanted to talk about it because a lot of people were complaining, and I haven't had a chance to test it. And I think this is a good example where we just tested, what, 5 swords? We had a chance to test. So we tested Nameless, which we know Telluric Fury is fine. Great animation timing on that. We tested Glaried, which we know takes a bar and a half. Edge Wings takes almost 2 full ATB bars to cast. Ally Sword takes a bar and a half. Crimson Blade takes a bar and a half. And we also tested Shinra Sword, which almost also takes two animation bars, or 2 ATB bars to complete. Guys, I hope the devs are watching. I hope the devs see this or they get the complaints, but that's way too long. All right, guys, let me know what you think, what your thoughts on this, if you agree or not. But I think this is something they got to really look into, because as much as I love Seph, I'm going to go with what's the best option for animations and overall damage. Seph will do incredible damage either way. I'm not taking that away from him as a character, but I do think the animation times are a little bit too crazy. All right, guys, this is Payne. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.